All right, guys, it's the Screen Team. We are back, and we are reviewing movies that have to do with creepiness and psychology and zombies and just a whole gamut of horror going on here on the Screen Team for you this evening. And we've got Tracy on the show. And Tracy, the final film that we're going to be doing this evening is a movie that has surprisingly done very, very well in the box office. It was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who struck it big early on with movies like Sixth Sense and Unbreakable and Signs, and then he kept making other ones that kind of didn't do very well in the public eye.
Lady in the Water.
So you were not a fan of Lady in the Water. What about The Village?
I loved that.
I did too.
It was spoiled for me, though.
You know what? I want to brag on myself. Can I brag? Can I brag just for 1 second? I want to brag. I never, ever guess the surprise endings with any movie, but with The Village I did. I was like, yes, I called it. I am the man. So that was my brag for the
That's revenge. Mom can't be mad about someone spoiling any movie for her.
Why is that?
Because she'll can I give you a tiny, tiny spoiler? Yes, okay. And then you know the entire movie within 2 minutes of the film.
So when she asks that, what do you say? She says, hey, can I spoil it? What do you say?
The past couple months, I say no.
But before, you'd say yes, and then you get upset?
And halfway through the movie, I would already know the ending.
And then you'd be like, man, this is not as fun, right?
No.
Lily, what about you? Does Mom spoil the movies for you?
Of course. And sometimes when I say no, she says it anyway. It's like, I mumbled it.
Tracy, we're calling you
out.
out.
I know.
We are calling you out here, man.
I'm wondering if this is a good idea to bring them.
They are calling you out on radio and worldwide. All right, let's talk about Split. We've said it was the surprise hit so far of 2017. Want to let folks know that it was written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. The film stars James McAvoy, who is a man who has 23 different personalities. And during the movie, he kidnaps 3 girls, and we're trying to figure out what his deal is, why he kidnapped these girls. Did the girls escape? All of this is going on in the audience's mind. You saw Split in theaters. Tracy, what did you think?
I loved it. James McAvoy is amazing just anyways. Mm-hmm. But the fact he was able to change characters and you knew exactly which character he was playing without having a wardrobe change. You know, by the end of the movie, he's rapidly transitioning between them.
And he would do it on a dime. He would change just so quick.
And you were able to tell exactly who it was. They were that well played and distinct. Mm-hmm. And I loved every bit of that. And I loved the doctor because she was fighting for the fact of letting people know that this is a real disorder and that, you know, dissociative identity disorder changes the physiology of the body. And
a lot of her colleagues were not buying that, but that was something she strongly believed in, right?
But I realized it was a plot device so that you could know James McAvoy's abilities and believe in his ultimate change that he has.
Yeah. Some of his personalities definitely range from, obviously, psycho guy who kidnaps 3 girls to somewhat of a Norma Bates kind of character.
Patricia.
Then there's, who's the little boy? The little boy character.
Oh, Hedwig.
I like his name.
And then there's one character who basically is I don't want to say the sane character, but the one who's like, hey, this is not right, and is trying to ask for help or trying to cry for help with the, psychologist. And,
Barry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everybody is, all the other personalities are fighting against that, right?
Well, I think it was the Horde, the Hedwig and Patricia and
Barry.
No, the
one who
guy
kidnapped
that had
the
the
girls?
Boston accent.
Okay.
She says the Hedwig is evil, but
I think he was taken advantage of, but he had a little mean streak to him.
No, he was just afraid because he's in the story. He's about like 3 or 4 years old in the movie.
9.
And
9.
Oh, I'm completely off the ages. His personality is a child that's getting making fun of, and even as an adult, you don't want to be making fun of, right? Mm-hmm. And as an adult, you wouldn't go to such extents to stop being made fun of. I mean, there's something you could do at that age, but he's 9 and there's 2 adults that's evil saying, we'll stop getting everybody to make fun of you if you do this. He doesn't know what's right or wrong as much as a 25-year-old man.
You're right. He's definitely going through a lot of difficulties in this movie. As you were watching this movie, what did you think? Was this a movie that maintained suspense for you? Was it something that
maintained suspense so much? You don't know what's going to happen through any different scene at all.
Were you scared?
Definitely.
I don't want to get into the ending with it, but were you overall pleased with the whole movie result?
Yes.
Tracy, what about you?
I was with James McAvoy. The girls, they kind of bothered me a little bit.
In what way?
Well, I understand that throughout the movie, the main girl, and I can't even remember her name, but she's supposed to be the logical one that knows what to do and how to get out. And the other 2 girls are supposed to be portrayed as, erratic, illogical.
Correct.
But I honestly associated more with their reaction. That's what I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
And it explains why she's able to keep her level head.
Yeah, that was the part that kind of, gave me, chills. A lot of those flashbacks that were going on with her character.
Especially with the police near the end, what the police said to her when she's in the car.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that there was just going to be one more film where I wanted him to return and take the uncle.
See, I imagined that she would go on and take care of her uncle after that.
Well, we might find out in the sequel, because I believe there is going to be a sequel to this film. If they greenlight a sequel to this film, are you guys going to go?
Definitely. What's your favorite part, Mom?
Where James McAvoy is cycling through all the characters, and you can see the changes happening.
My favorite is Hedwig giving a kiss to the main girl.
Oh, that was just creepy, though.
Right after he
awkward.
Right after he gives a kiss, it's just real quiet and sudden. I think you might be pregnant now.
Oh, you're talking about the joke, right? Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I get all up in the mic, make it spooky.
Well, you did a good job. Lily, you wanna throw your opinion on this before we leave? Okay. What did you think of Split? Do you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Halfway.
Really? So this movie was kind of iffy for you, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because the psychiatrist, if she knew he had DID and she knew that guy was evil and she knew that he kidnapped girls, why would she be like, why would you do this? You gotta stop. Come on, just let him go. It's like, run.
Tracy, I see a lot of you in Lily here, man.
Yeah.
She's thinking very, very practical. Guys, so Splits, we're all in agreement. We enjoy it, correct?
I definitely enjoyed it. That was one of my top 5 favorite movies now.
Cool. All right, so we're all going to the sequel. So we'll give you that review when the sequel comes out. Is that cool, Tracy?
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to tie in any and all movies that are attached to it.
Lily's in the camera now.
Lily's in the camera now, guys.
Sit in the seat.
All right, guys, we have got to call it a show for this evening. But Tracy, I appreciate you being on the show, and guys, thank you for being on the show as well.
I made a Lego robot.
She made a Lego robot. I think
All
that's
right.
how we're going to end it. It's the Screen Team with Tracy and the gang, and we're all brought to you by some fine folks like Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Poplar, Bluff Drywall, and also Fearless Social. We are the Screen Team on KWOC.